Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the United States of America, the West Coast, and it is just afternoon time on a Tuesday. That means it is time for a little Generations, little Minecraft on the Generations server. Yes, that's what we're doing today. And I'd just like to welcome in right off the bat here, Mini Rebel, so good to see you. How are you doing today? If you've noticed in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a United States flag there. That is because today is our flag day, where we celebrate our flag for our country, and so we have that up there today. All right, so we've got a lot to do. Let me change over to my computer spectacles here. That's a little better. I'm fine. Glad to hear it. How's school going? You must be finishing up pretty soon, right? I know that we're finishing up school here in the state of California. Here, we're in the last few weeks. My younger son Kachi has already finished his school last week, and my older son Biggie is finishing this week. He has two more days. So, all right. So as you can see, I've been working steadily on the wool farm. Now, I've been spending a lot of time on the Buffooncraft server, which, yes, we've rejoined Buffooncraft for Season 4, and we're having a lot of fun on there. But it's early game, and it's very, very hard. And so I've been spending a lot of time on there, gathering resources and getting set up. Survival Minecraft, early game, so it's a lot of work. But I gotta say, as much fun as I'm having on there with my buffoon friends and stuff, and I really like the early game thing. That's a lot of fun to me. You know, it's really cool to be back on Generations. It really is, because I'm so spoiled here. We have so many resources. We're very, very late game, and it's just really fun to play on the Generations server. I really, really like it. You know, Buffooncraft just makes me appreciate it. It's so much more here too. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we've got going here. So I've done a little bit since last time, not as much as I would like, but I want to get some stuff done here. So you can see I put in the colored glass. I've dyed the sheep their respective colors that we're going to have for each color of wool right up there. And then I've started to put in, let's see what Mini Rebel has to say here. Now, almost the third year of middle school. I've got 2.5 more weeks of school. Awk. All right. But at least you're coming down to the end, though. What we're working on here is the storage system and the distribution for the storage system. I have it set up for one side. And so what's going to happen is there'll be a track down below with a, and you guys have seen this kind of stuff before, with a hopper minecart gathering up the clippings from the sheep, and then there'll be some sort of vertical, either a bubble stream or probably just a vertical dropper elevator, bringing them up to the track. The track will come around here over the, or actually we won't have a track up here. I'm going to use hoppers, and then the hoppers will just bring the wool around, and they will distribute them to each one of the chests down here. And then players will be able to just get the kind of color they need for each one of these, right? So I'll have I'll have 3 double chests for each color wool. I think that'll be plenty of wool. We probably won't even use a lot of this wool for the rest of the season, for rest of the year for Generations, but and I'm going to have an off switch for this, and I'm probably going to use a chunk loader for this too. About to get a job. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Good for you. Good for you. Good to be making the cash. Bad because you have to work. Good because you get money. But my older son Biggie is also getting his first job this summer too. So. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I had an idea. One of the things I color-coded these with the colored glass, And what I did in my mock-up in Creative World was, if you look at that piece of smooth stone behind each one of these, I put a colored piece of concrete behind each one of those to match these guys. But I didn't really like that too much. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to put the colored concrete in the floor right in front of the windows like this, and plus an item frame with the colored wool there anyway too. But you know what? I actually like the wool on the floor. It gives the wool theme, I think. And so I like this. So I'm going to put, I should have one piece of wool left for each color, and because I brought two for each color, and so I'm going to load those in place right now. I think it'll be all set. So let's go do that. I kind of like the idea. I like the way that looks. And let me see. I don't really need a lot of this stuff here. So let's do that. And let's load up the... Oh, it looks like it's going to be nighttime already. We have some of the wool right here. I was going to use this wool for the item frames up top, but I'll use them for here for now, and I'll just go dye some more. Going to work at some engineering shop, or at least I want to. Before I was a math teacher, I was an engineer, and I worked at a printed circuit board shop. So if you look at the motherboard in your computer, the actual fiberglass board itself, or if you look at the board for your, the substrate board for your GPU, your video card, those were the kind of things I made. Although mine were mostly military applications for tanks and planes and missiles and stuff. So, but I was a PCB engineer, for a printed circuit board engineer, for about 3 or 4 years before I moved out to California. And I loved that job. That job was really cool. So engineering, good call. All right, so let me take a look at these. Obviously, brown goes there. Green goes there. It's not hard, Thunderhand. I mean, you just look at the glass, buddy. That's black. Let me see. I have this cyan is over here, and we have a couple more colors. Let me see. We have purple there and the blue here. And then we have a few more. We've got light gray and a few other colors over here that we can add. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can see that my camera has locked up, huh? That's a little odd. All right, let's see what's going on with the face cam. Let me see. How can I do this? Maybe if I just shut it off and then turn it back on? No. Okay, let me see. I wasn't planning on troubleshooting this today, but I do not know why. Maybe if I unplug the cam and plug it back in. Let me try that. All right, let's see what we can do about this. One of the things I'm going to do is disconnect so I don't die, because I am a survival. Okay, I think that does it, right? We got the camera back. But Thanks for helping me troubleshoot that. All right, but the settings are a little bit off. Let me do some adjustments. Like right about there. It's fixed. Let's get back into the game. Back into the fun stuff. Enough with technical difficulties. Enough. Okay, here we go. We're back. Okay, so let me see. We were putting in the colored wool, or the wool, as Mrs. Thunderhand says, with her accent. So cute. Let's do this. That's stone. Do I have any light gray wool? I think I do somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I thought I had one of each color for the item frames. So see, I'll put these along the floor like this. Now I can't put carpets there because the trapdoor's in the way there. So let's see, light gray wool. Well, it sort of blends in with the floor, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then just regular old gray wool right here. And we'll put a little pink wool. And the green and the yellow. Here we go. Just like this. And then we have the light blue wool right there. And the magenta. And the orange, and I already have the white. Okay, yeah, I like this. This is nice. Colorful. It's nice and colorful. And then we have the glass for each one of these, and in between we have the clear, so we can look in and make sure everything's running right. All right, and I think we're all set there. I like that. And let me see. It's fixed. Yay! Drink time. Yes, it is. Cilantro. Okay. So let me see. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. So I'm prepping for Generations. I was prepping for Generations this morning. And so I was just getting things ready to resume the build on this. And that's where at the very last moment I came up with the idea for that. And one of the other things I wanted to do, let me get a little bit of dirt here. There we go. Early game scaffolding. Put this right in here. Is if you can look right here, let's just jump up on the hillside here and look down. This is going to be the distribution track for the shears. The shears, as we say back east, right? The shears right here. And so this will constantly run a hopper minecart, and it'll pick up shears, and it will deposit shears into those hoppers and keep the shears full here in the dispensers. I don't like this part down here, though. You know, it hangs down at this level, right? Because that's the level here. But I think I'm going to actually raise this up here, just in this section. And so it doesn't hang down like this, because I did want this open all the way through on both sides. Eventually, there will be a road through here. So what we're doing is, let me get some rockets here. And let's just come over here and take a look. So you can see right here, now it's not going to look like this. It's all going to be dug out and opened up. But that is where the bridge, that is where my suspension bridge is going to terminate. It's going to go right across here like this. I'm going to have to get some more rockets. I'm out of rockets. But the suspension bridge will terminate over there, and then there'll be a road that will wrap around that hill. It will go to the ancient early game camp, and but it'll also go to the wool farm. So I want an entrance facing in that direction there, that if you wanted to take the bridge over, ride your horse over, you could hitch your horse and then walk in from there. And I'm going to replenish my rockets right now. That's one of the things I'm going to do. That's why I'm over here in downtown Mushroom Island Central. I'm going to go down here and replenish my rockets. But Oh, wait a minute. My rockets are all back over there with my toolbox. Okay. Maybe I can just craft some quickly right here. I should have plenty of paper, plenty of gunpowder and stuff here to do that. Let me see. Look at how much look at how much this thing produces. See, I really miss this stuff on Buffooncraft. Not knocking Buffooncraft, I'm just saying Generations is just, I'm so far along in this game. And let's see here. Farming Simulator. Let's see how long it takes Thunder to notice. Who knows? Draken, my co-pilot friend and mod, how are you doing? No, not a carrot. There, we need some paper. And we're going to have to go up and get ourselves some gunpowder. That's not a problem. We've got plenty of gunpowder right up here. And, whoa. Calm down. It's going to be okay. Right here, like this. And here we are. We've got to be extra careful here. You can see the old farm is doing its thing here. There we go. And let me see. These should be duration 1 rockets, I think. I usually do duration 3 rockets all the time, but okay. Well, those flight duration 1. But others have said, don't even waste the time. The reason, you know what? I am going to do duration 3. The reason why I like doing duration 3 instead of duration 1 is they take up less inventory space. I just use less rockets when they're duration 3. 3 minutes. It took him 3 minutes to notice. Now, see, if you were a proper mod, you would have set up a poll for that. But I don't know. In your defense, I probably don't have it set up for you to do that. So, let me see. I'm just gonna do that duration 3. That because that's tons of rockets. Not literally, but you know what? Good enough. And we'll just put the extra paper right in there, like that. And then we'll go restock our box O rockets. Okay, and that's cool. That means we get to do a Thunderhand launch, which we haven't done quite some time. I'm getting a little bit of lag on the server, though. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad, that one. And so, let me see. The farm is down this way. So I'm going to let the chunks load a little bit slowly, but you can see where the suspension bridge is going to come over like that. By the way, we don't have Optifine or anything on the server right now. We do have lithium loaded on it, and I do have a couple of other mods on here to help with the lag and stuff like that, but without Optifine, it's really tough. And Optifine is going to go through a major upgrade, and Mini HUD also. And so it's going to take a while to get those. In the meantime, we're just going to have to try to struggle and deal with the lag. So I just didn't think there was time for a poll. Okay, all right. All right, yeah, so I want to raise that thing up there. That's what I want to do. Yeah, see, I left my toolbox here because I've been building steadily here. There we go. And so, again, my point was I want a road to be right about there and come out to here. And so I wanted an entrance on this side. And I'll probably wind up carving a big amount of this hill away. And so that way you can enter from this side. And then this side, of course, I want open because I want this to be like a flight deck so we can just come flying in here with the Elytra, and then land right in here, get our wool, and then be on our merry way. So that's the plan there. So I don't like this. So I want to raise that up. That's my whole point. So let's start. First of all, I'm going to fill in this because I'm going to lose all the bits down into the hole here once I break this up. So let's fill this in the back. Probably going to wind up opening this up again shortly, but whatever. Okay, that's good. All right, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to raise this. Oh, what? I'm being shot at. Where? From what? Where? What's happening? What? I can hear that little so-and-so. Where is he? He's probably hiding in the trees there, right? Is he way over there? No, that's the zombie. All right, where was he shooting me from? Did he just come out into the sunlight and then just die, or what? Because I can't be being shot at by a skelly. Come on. Come on now. I will not tolerate that. No, skelly? Come on out, you bony so-and-so. I guess not. Oh, well. Back to building, then. He probably went back down into there. We'll see. Ooh, wow. I think I can hear an Endy down there somewhere, too. Anyways, all right, back to work. All right, so I think I'm thinking of raising this up here, at least one level like that, so it doesn't show. And then I'll bring it along at this height. This will probably wind up being built into the structure later, so we won't even see this, hopefully, if I do a good job on this. And one thing that of which I'm thinking, I don't think that this can turn and then rise. So we might have to, let's see what we can do here with this. See, I don't think I can do a 90 there and then yeah, we have to pull this back one block, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like this. Then we can go up like that. Come over here like this. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I didn't want to do. All right, let's do the thing I wanted to do. Okay, that's better. And then, let me see. If I do this right, we can just hide the power on this side, maybe. Let me see. We could also just hide it right here. Because I don't think we'll have a block going there. So we can do that for right now. And that should give us, well, that's pretty weak. I don't know. We'll see. I may wind up raising this even more. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just raise it up even more. Let me see. If I'm here, I think I can go up one more block. That shouldn't be an issue. Let's try it out. We'll just bring it up and over, actually, this much. I'm actually losing all these pieces because the more I do this, the more we need. So, yeah, like that. Hawk with the scaffolding. In fact, you know what? I'm kind of done on that layer. All right. No hands. I don't want it there. Now I have to go down and chase it again. Ah. There. I'm thinking something like that would probably be the better way to go. And I could take this out of here. Then maybe go something like this. Probably still going to wind up seeing them from there, but that should give us a decent distribution like that. There we go. Yeah, something like that, I'm thinking. All right. That looks a little better. Okay, let's get caught up in the chat here. Invisible Mob, yes. Hide and seek with Skelly Bob. Yeah, Skelly Bob won, you're right. He was definitely in stealth mode there. Okay, see, that's up and out of the way now, and that'll be hidden by the structure when we start building the outer bit for this. So if you look at the chunks, if you put chunk borders on, right, I'm trying to get all of the working components all within one chunk here, right? That's part of the shape and the design, right? That way I can put the chunk loader in here and I can keep this chunk loaded. And the decorative part, the actual building and stuff, the decorative part can be outside the chunk because that doesn't like function or anything, right? That's just for looks. But all the mechanics I want to try to keep inside this this chunk here. So, all right, so I'm going to work on circuits up there. That's what I'm going to do next. And that means, let me see, a lot of hoppers. And I don't think we're going to do much flying around. Yes, no, not with the shovels. Shouldn't have a sword. Scaffolding, I'll keep in the inventory, but not loaded in the hotbar. Lots of chests. Lots of smooth stone. Still have levers up there. We need comparators and repeaters. We need torches eventually, some redstone. I think we're going to be all set though. Going to get a little bit more smooth stone there. And I think we're good. Right. Let me see. Let's get those chests too. Then I think we're good here. Wow, that sun's about to go down too before I even get up there. Awk. All right, so I'm going to continue my sorting circuits right across there, and I'm going to try my best to get this side all set up. Right, okay, we do need that one in place there. And then on this side, I think I still have the torch on this side when I wanted to use the lever. Depends on which one's going to... They both take up about the same amount of space, so it doesn't matter. The one thing I like about the lever, using the lever, is it doesn't power all of the adjacent blocks around it like the torch does. So it's more precise. So that's one of the reasons why I probably had that in there. Right there. And the way I have it set over there now isn't really that much of a problem. I just, you know, wherever I don't have to use a torch, I like to take that away. And let me see. That is actually a good place for that. So again, we could just pop up here, just double check, make sure everything's fine. It looks fine. Fine, 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 fine. All 5 of the 5 fines. Okay, that's better. And always got to make sure that we have lots of dirt. All right, let's get to the upper level here, like, well, maybe this level. One of the other things I did too is I put a lot of birch here for the floor. I should probably go back and do that because that keeps happening. All right, here we go, like this. Let's see. Let's just lay down a whole bunch of stone and then we'll just pull away the bits that we don't need. Like that. There we go. And I've built these impulse style sorters so many times now. It's like I've got these things down. I can make these in my sleep. All right. And this is pretty easy to code this because wherever there's an acacia beam, we just go away and extract those out. Okay, that's better. All right, now we got to get a little bit higher up here, and we got to put in our comparators and repeaters. You can see where I've done that on this circuit already. So comparators have to be facing this way, reading in, distributing out. Okay, and then I think we can get the repeaters from this angle. I was able to do it on the first one, so repeater there. Awk. All right, fine. We'll do jump placing from this level then. Jump place. It's a chance for me to work on my horrible parkour skills. Okay, and we're good there. All right, let's go put in the redstone. At least across the top, I don't know. And then you can see where I have the colored wool there. That's just to remind me which circuit runs which colored bay. So that means I'm going to need a little bit more wool. And if I load the dispensers up with the sheep, load the dispensers up with the shears, is what I'm trying to say, then they ought to start dropping. So I can just get the wool here. But honestly, I just need how many pieces of wool? 16. I need 15 pieces of wool. I don't think I have the dye, though. I should just shear in here. Maybe I should put in the collection next. Yeah, I wasn't quite ready to go do that now, but it looks like the necessity has arisen. So let's do this. And here, right here, is where they collect. So let's do that. And they're not collecting anything from there. Then we can do the same thing over here. Maybe we'll do the distribution right now. Actually, though, that's not going to be able to help. All right. You know what? I'll go and I'll put the wool pieces. I'll put the wool bits in later. I brought just enough wool to do what I needed to do down there, and then I repurposed it. So now I'm like one short. So you can see I'm still training with scaffolding. I gotta lay that birch floor down really fast. This is getting really annoying. Because I suck so much at parkour. See? Ugh. See? So bad at it. There we go. Ah, thunder. Come on with the hands. Hands, just work with me here, will you? We're in this together. Come on now. Oh, the heck with it. I should just ender pearl everywhere. Let me get top side there. There, right there, right there, and right there. And then we'll just knock out the bits in the middle. Or we'll do it from down here, whether we like it or not. Okay, we're all good there. And then we need to place the torches to lock the hoppers. Let me see, and they all go here. And I went and I put these lanterns in the way. That's not cool. So if I get somewhat in the middle. Here we go. All right, so one there, 2, 3, 4. I think I can even reach this one here. There we go. And I'm hunching forward and everything. Let me just move this up. That way I'll stop pulling back from it. It is hot here today. 97 feels like 107. I'm off to sleep. Night, Mini Rebel. Mini Rebel, have a good night. Thank you so much for dropping by. Always good to see you. And Drac, yeah, I remember living on the East Coast. People from other places forget just how wet it is on the East Coast. Humidity is super high. So you get a hot day over there. It's brutal. All right, so those seem to be all set. I'm wondering if I'm forgetting anything here. I guess we could load up the hoppers now. We need to put in placeholders and all of that stuff. Right, and then we're going to need the distribution circuit. Let me see. We're in one of those situations where we need wool to get the... Well, we could do that. Instead of bringing it all the way up, we could just unload it in a temporary chest down below. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, all right. Well, we could do that, but what can we do right now where we don't have to go all over the map looking for things? We could try to, we can start mimicking this on the other side. And before I do that, I'm going to put down the birch floor because jumping across those beams, I suck at parkour so much that it's driving me nuts. Okay, and also, how are we doing for time here? We're at 12:41. Let me see. What do I have for birch? I wanted to make a big old birch floor here. I think this is all that I brought with me. And some of this, very little of it, has to be stairs. Not a lot. And then some of it needs to be slabs. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, oh no, I can't make a lot of slabs now. I got to be careful. I originally started with slabs, but then I changed it to planks. I think because I wound up building some things on top. So I need to be right across here. And I know, at least for the moment, these go here. I just hope I can access the back to cover them, cover up these spots that are over the chests, but I might not need to. I mean, I did that in my mock-up in creative mode, but that's probably just superfluous. Good. Now we have something on which we can stand. Let's just jump down here. And if you look here, well, yeah, you can't see up above there like that. It's not really a big deal, but it does look kind of crappy. Let's see if we can cover that up. That's probably why I covered it up in the there we go. And let me see. If I do this with the steps, I think I just put a row of steps right across there, like that, just to cover it up. That way it won't show from the back, and that means I'm going to need more of these. That's okay. I know where we can get plenty of birch. We've got lots right here. But I wonder if I brought any more with me. Probably not. Means we're going to have to take a little flight back down to the depot. Awk. I do have some right there, too. So, all right. Let's take a spin back to the depot here and go get some more. Go get some more birch. Looking like I may be mowing the yard after dark. Certainly a lot cooler to do it then, but then you have the bugs you have to deal with too, so. Usually during the day it's too hot for them to be out, and they come out at night. At least that's what I remember from living in New Hampshire. Now, Draken, you guys, is not in New Hampshire. He's further down the East Coast than I was. But the climate is warmer for him. But it's still equally wet. Other than that, it's pretty similar. You know, people think of New Hampshire as being really, really cold, but you'd be surprised at how hot it gets there in the summertime. It's a very hot place in the summer. I'm thinking that should be enough. I wish I had some more. So I'm going to check the chests here and see if I have any more birch laying around. I should. It's also cleaning up these chests too. So when we're ready to transfer over, we have less items. And you know what? We may wind up having an allay do that for us. I've captured 2 allays in Buffooncraft, and so I'm probably going now, since our server here is updated to 1.19, it's It's not 1.19. I'm an American. 1.19. We should probably set ourselves up with some allays. Now we've got a little bit of birch for the planks right there. And then I'm going to head over to here and see if I have any more. I might have some over here, but I don't think so. Ooh, slimies. So as a storage unit, I have to say it's a highly productive slime farm. By the way, our mega base for Buffooncraft is looking like it's going to be epic. And it doesn't look like it's going to be quite as hard to build as I thought it was. In other words, I should be able to finish it before the end of the season. I've got the technical aspects of it worked out, I think, how I'm going to go about doing it. And I'm going to try some stuff I've never done before in Minecraft. So I thought that was going to be very hard to do. It turns out it doesn't look like it's going to be that bad, famous last words. But it looks like it's going to be pretty good. All right, I'm just going to check and see if I have any more birch over here. South Central Kentucky, that's right. I didn't, and I know you're from there, Drac. I just didn't want to dox you. Any more birch? I don't think so. I think we're good. Do a quick check here. Again, you know, this isn't just me looking for birch. This is also me cleaning out the chests. So. A lot of early game junk. Can't wait till this is gone. Which will probably be the last day of the year. Just as we're ready to end. What? Come on. Okay, that one kind of sucked. Cannot wait to get Optifine loaded back on. Whoa, dangerous chunk loading. It's probably better for me to take the ocean route and come in through the ocean there on that side. All right, so I'm looking for more stairs. That's better. This side will be a little easier to do because we don't have all of the storage equipment in the way. How am I doing this here? Yeah. Just one continuous strip all the way across. And I think I may have even put slabs over those. I'm not sure. And so these look like they all go in just like this. And let's hop down. Let's take a gander. That's pretty good. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it like that. You know, I can see some between the gaps like that, but I think it's going to be fine. And see, because there's stairs, these will still open. So, all right, let's just leave it like that for the moment. It's a vague description. It's vague enough for you. That's right. Okay. All right. Looks like it's going to be nighttime here again quite shortly. And there we go. And I know we must be coming up on the hour pretty soon because I'm restarting the soundtrack already. And yeah, 12:51. Okay. All right. Let me see. Hoppers and chests are going to be the next things. We've got chests and we have hoppers. I don't know if we have enough chests though. So we should shulker box. Ooh, shears. Those are all full of shears. All right. Let's do this. Let's craft some more chests because, good lord, this takes a lot of chests. It's probably still not going to be enough, but all right. So this is, well, I don't know, chests first or hoppers first. It's probably easier to do the chests. Now it's a little weird. Actually, let me take a look. They stick out by 2. Okay, we should be okay. So it's going to be a little weird. We're going to have to aim these chests because I already laid down the floor, but should be something like that. It's not too bad. If I do that, yeah, okay, this is all right. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. That's better. And let's do our hoppers next. By the way, it took me quite a few configurations to get this chest hopper situation to work properly. It's not to work properly so much as to fit together like that. So that was a little weird to set up. Let me see. So these chests have to extend backwards off of the hoppers. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. I find it's easier to place them onto the hoppers first. Like that, and then head back like this. Right. And then hoppers on top. Next, these hoppers have to do this kind of a thing. Actually, that set of hoppers has to go on the backs. See? Not very intuitive. But it's important that they do this and they all fit together. Just so. Okay. This is a little bit better. These need to come off the backs. Okay, that's cool. All right, and then let me see, how do these come off? Those also extend back from there. So that means putting these on first. Oh, I knew I'd place one of these wrong. And now when I place it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to go into the hopper and into that chest below and into that chest. System works, though. Okay, and it gives us a way to get back up here. That's one of the things we wanted to do. Like that. Okay, now we have to extend these off the back like this. That's exactly what I did not want to do. But we managed. Okay, that's fine. All right, and so that's that should be all 3 rows, right? San all the way across, good. And then the hoppers go off the first one. Okay, let's do that. And that. By going off the first one, what I mean is they go off of here. But when they do, let me see. No, these are the feed ones. Okay, they're good. All right, now these ones are a little bit tricky. They have to face 90 degrees, which doesn't really matter which direction. But because these are the pass-through, these are the actual filter hoppers themselves. So let's try something like, there we go. All right, and let's remove this row of dirt now. I think we're all set there. I don't think I brought the composters with me, though. Remember, the composters are there just to keep the hoppers from this row of hoppers across the top. That's just distributing the wool down to these hoppers below. Normally, I'd do that with a water stream, but I'm just going to use hoppers here. And the composters on top, they keep the hoppers for constantly looking for things dropping in from the top, right? And so it cuts down lag a little bit. Right, let me see. Those are facing that way, so these have to face this way. So temporary dirt block right there. And this will feed upward. So actually, you know what? Yeah, this might have to wind up doing this kind of thing. Because here's where the feed will start up from below. And then these will extend all the way across. So we're going to need a lot of hoppers. And so we're going to need to come off of that row with this row. And let me think about this for a moment. Do I want, it would be less hoppers if I went straight across there. Do a little cleaning up here. But do I want this to extend out this way for any reason? It's not going to show, so I think we're okay. And the other thing is, can I grab that from here? Yes, I can. Nice. Usually, I don't like to build with this many hoppers. It's just more lag and stuff. But you know, I was about to say, and it's expensive. But our iron farm is so crazy on this that it's not expensive at all. I'm just an early game in Buffooncraft, so I'm thinking expensive. But it's not. We're in generations. We're filthy rich in generations. All right. Okay, so we can now climb up here. We can take it from there. I should have a little more scaffolding on me, right? Yeah. So let's do... And let's see. Cyclopsalops is now hosting my stream with 3 viewers. Woo! And it's a raid. Psych, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Drac, if you wouldn't mind giving Cyclopsalops a a shout out, I would greatly appreciate that. Cyclopsalops is an excellent streamer. Please go check him out. If you're not following, drop a follow. Follows don't cost anything, and you won't regret it. He often streams with Pleasant Player. The B-Day Boy is now following. Thank you so much for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome in, Raiders. And Pleasant Player's in with a raid, too. Woo! Welcome in, my friends. How's your day going? Day be good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So tell me, what were you streaming? Psych, if you don't mind. Right now I'm in Generations, and I'm working on the wool farm. We're doing a little bit of the automation here that's necessary for that. There we go. That's a little better. All right, let us do this. And we're working on the storage distribution. I'm actually going to have the storage on top. There we go. That's better. All right. I should hop on down and get the composters. I can get rid of this for right now. And I think we're doing well here. Let me see. All of that looks good. Let me see. Let's go grab this hopper. We need that. All of that looks good. All right. The filters are in place. I think this is going to work. All right. Let's go get the composters. And let us see here. The B-Day Boy says, it was raining all day. Oh, we played Gartic Phone. Then talked about existence. Ooh, are you having an existential crisis? Then did a spelling bee with the word... Okay, sure. That word. I suppose if we broke it up, it would be what? Craft. It's just far away from me. Craft far zug aft plicht versi schirung. Seems Germanic. Seems like a very long Germanic word. So it's either German, Swiss, Austrian. All right, so we're going to need a lot more composters. You know, I only did composters for that side and this side, and I forgot about the middle piece. Watching you guys stream the Gartic Phone, though, on Pleasant Player's anniversary stream was funny, though. You guys are so much fun to watch doing that. So if they did the same thing on Gartic Phone as they did there, what they're doing is they're trying to do something that's a little bit like Pictionary. They're drawing challenges and stuff. So Welsh? No, that is not Welsh. That is definitely Germanic. Yeah, is German. Okay. Kraft far Zug Haft. So the P and the F together, I think, just make an F sound, right? Flicht Verischirung. Yeah, I don't speak German. But German, for English speakers, German is actually one of the easier languages for us to learn because English being a Germanic language. PF equals PFFFF. Okay. All right. All right. Right. Hoppers, composters. That's what we need. Did I bring any over with me? Yeah, I've got 27, but we're going to need more than that. Did I grab... Yes, I did. No, composters. That's what I want. Those things. Let me see. I should still have some more oud, as Mrs. Thunderhand says with her accent, oud. Let me see. Oak logs. I don't think I need any oak logs, so I can convert these to planks. And then some of them to slabs. And then from there, we can do composters. And let me see. 18. Yeah, 18 should be just about enough. Oh, okay, and again, you know, we're adding the composters to the top. That just, since these hoppers are just for transporting and distributing the items to the hoppers below, we put things on top of them here, so they won't be looking for items to be dropped in from above, and it just cuts down the lag, especially when you have that many hoppers. You know, we've got a lot of hoppers in this system, and we're not even done yet. We've got hoppers to put in below, too, so. German is easy. Not. Oh, I didn't say it was easy. I said it's easier, really, is what I meant to say. Because, you know, there's a lot of shared words, like night and Nacht. You know, if you look at the German word Nacht and you look at the English word night, the pronunciation's different, but it's not that different. It's pretty close. Okay, me to go to lurk. See you in a bit. Okay, thank you so much for the lurk, and thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so we should be okay there with the distribution now. And you know what? Let's put in the sorter circuit right now. That's going to be in the way, so we need to take that out of the way. And that means a lot of smooth stone. 62 might be able to do it. And again, I'm just going to put all of these in place in one continuous row, and then remove the extras later. How am I doing here? That looks right. Okay, just checking my symmetry. And we have to start at this level because the comparator on top of this is going to be looking at the filter hopper, so it can turn on and shut off the filter hopper as needed there. You know what? Maybe I won't do the middle sections. Maybe I'll just build them straight out and just leave the gaps like I'm supposed to. Okay, and then we need a conductor block here. Like that. And some temporary blocks right in here that we can remove later, just to help us place. There we go, like that. And let me see, these should go on the stair units, so that makes these easier to place. All right, and we can place the repeaters as we knock out these dirt blocks. That'll make this step a little bit easier, or a little more efficient anyway. There we go. Right there. I think I can grab both like this if I do this right. There we go. Right, there it is. Oh, there's some of the blocks I'm missing there. Right, like that block. We better go do a check, right? I think the rest are all in place. Good. We can go put the torches in place right now. There should be just enough left here. San, 四五六七八. There we go. Okay, and I think we're good. It's just a matter now of putting redstone on top. Not the chest. I just need a dirt step. Oh, hands. Come on. Work with me here. Oh, we need the comparators on top too. So very, very important. Probably the most important redstone step to making this work. Comparators. Oh, it's getting late in the day. In Minecraft land, anyway. Like that. Okay, that's good. And Draken says he'll be right back. Sure. I am actually 12 minutes past stand mode. Okay, so let's switch modes here. Let's make sure we're safe first. Yeah. Get a stretch in while we're at it. Slight mic adjustment right there. Little bit of a camera adjustment. There, okay, now we're centered. And back at it. Back at it we go. I did have some lamps up there that I wanted to put in place just for lighting, just for safety. Let me see, we're done with comparators for a little bit like that. We're done with that, we're done with that, that. Okay, I think we're looking good there for a little bit. Let's go put our lamps in there so things are well lit. All right, and I went and put these at these intervals right here to light things up, so we don't have creepers touching off our redstone. And I think we're good. So this will give us like a little maintenance area up above here, so we can tweak things and stuff. All right. Oh dear, look who's showed up. Well, let me explain something to you, lads. Since this is not Buffooncraft early game, this is Generations, and we are quite late in the game. And you guys pose no threat to somebody like me at all. So, a couple different things. Let's go charging into battle here. Look at that. And then for you... how's that? There we go. And that's how you take care of pillagers. So in Buffooncraft, now I didn't stream Buffooncraft. The last time I streamed Buffooncraft was Thursday, but I've been in there doing a lot of work. And last night I was in there for a pretty long spell capturing allays, which means I had to go to pillager outposts and raid pillager outposts and try to extract the allays, try to rescue the allays. And so I went to 2 pillager outposts and there weren't any there. The third one was very far away, and then I got the allays out of there. I got out of there alive without dying. It was very, very cool. I just tunneled underneath the pillager outpost and then popped up, right under the holding pens. and extracted them out and left. But wow, those delays are so hard to manage. Then I had to travel, about 2,000 blocks across the map to try to bring them home. It's a lot of work. But our next Buffooncraft stream will be Thursday, so definitely check that out. Okay, so what to do next here? What can I get into place? We can start to work on the track down below. And this will be the collection track. So let's make sure that we have plenty of smooth stone. Yeah, and we don't. We're going to have to go get some more. But we can go lay the track in place anyway. And I'm thinking, again, the track we should make down here, it doesn't really matter, so we can make it as small as possible, something like that. And I wonder if I brought enough rails for that. I probably didn't. 32 is not going to be enough. With the 1850, 13, 30, 30, 39, it might be. Can I reach that block over there? I think I... Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I can do it. All right, this one's going to go somewhere over here. Hawk. I like that. Okay, and I can grab those two right there. There we go. And bring these right along here like that. Okay, that's good. Now, hopper minecart along here should just suck the drops right down off the top of that, so we should be good. Pull them right through the block. And we need a couple of common rails right there at the corners. I think I should have some common rails with me. Some regular rails. I guess I don't. Okay, we can craft some. We'll be fine. Let's do that. Let's do that with the sticks. We'll do a rail like that. But you know what? One stack of rails should be enough. We have some more rails to set into place, but... we can put one right there. Okay, and so we have the collection path in place now. All right, that's good. That should be all in place down there. Okay, so the idea is then this will, as the shears collect the drops from the sheep, they'll fall onto the tops of these grass blocks. The hopper minecart will come around here, collect all of these, and then there should be a dropper vader right about here that'll bring them up to the top, where they will be delivered to the hopper distributors up there and go across and distribute down into these and then down into the chests. And so you should be able to just go over to the chests from here on out like this and collect the wool that you need. All right, so one of the things I want to do is, let me see, I'm not quite ready to, I think I can put the hoppers, or I should say the droppers. I could put the droppers in right here. And the thing is, should I have them here or here? The thing is, they need to fit within the chunk is what I'm trying to do. So that answers that question. It should be right here. Just like that. And let's go get the droppers. And we can at least go put the droppers in place. That's a dispenser, not a dropper. That's also a dispenser. Let's put it back with these ones just to keep them all in place. I have to make some droppers probably. Well, I've got 4 of them. I'm going to need more than 4 though. Okay, yeah. Well, I have more than 4. There you go. And these are going to have to face up. Excuse me. Let's get a little more scaffolding. That should bring us far enough up there. Okay, and they're facing up. That's good. The problem with this, though, is, see, you have to press shift when you're on the scaffolding. And see what I mean? That's hard to do. So maybe just jump in place until we get up to the last one. Like this. And I missed that entirely. Okay. Anyways, we have to do our sleeping. Let's get that done. And how am I doing? Let me see. 123. We're almost done there. Yeah, so you can see where that's going into there, right? And so what we need to do there is get a hopper. Droppers are done. Over there. Let's get a hopper over here. And we're going to have to head up there and take 2 of those off. There we go. Like this. And then this hopper is going to have to face into there. And we're going to have to use a little bit of dirt to help us out here. Like that. That way we can place this now. Awk! Okay, so that should feed upward into that. I think I'm going to be okay there. It's been a while since I built one of these, so it should be all set. Done! Okay, so now we'll have the mechanism in place where this will drop by with this circuit, and we'll have the comparator read this until it's empty, and it will shunt all of the wool drops up the dropper and then into there. That's the idea. Let me see. I think I should be all set here. This, I just want to have this return that there, so we can go not quite like that. Like that. And again, we can use a lever on that to power it. Okay, we're good there, we're good there. All right, let's bring these back. Okay, before I get building into that circuit too much, what I would like to do, let's turn that stuff off for right now. Is this is one of those situations where we need wool to get wool. So let me see, how much wool do I need? I need wool for the item frames, one of each color for the item frames, and then I need wool, one of each color for the circuits up there, ideally. And then I need wool, one of each color for the filters. All right, but I also need placeholders for the filters. Did I bring an anvil with me? I always bring one in my toolbox. Yeah, there it is. Okay, great. Great. So we should be able to name a bunch of items here. Let me see. Let's get some. And I usually use cobblestone for my filter items here. And how many are we going to need? So we're going to need 4 per filter. There's 8, 16, 40, 64 probably, right? So probably just a whole stack. Just name these. What, do I not have enough? Really? Do I not have any XP? When did I die? Well, if there was some coal nearby, I would just grab some. Sometimes I have a shulker full of XP. And no such luck. But we can start gathering some of the things that we're going to need to do that too. Some of the color coding stuff. And here we are. All right, so one of each color dye, huh? Let me see. I can get XP upstairs when I'm ready for that. But we have 16 colors of dye. So we don't need any for white, obviously. So there should be one for each one of these slots. There's the light gray already. Here's the light blue. Some of the stuff we already have, so. It's more of the light gray. What else can I grab while I'm here? Orange concrete. Ugh. I was hoping that would be a piece of wool. We can use that for the dark blue dye. If you just go like this. There you go. Like that. Let me see, is that wool? Yes. So there's one piece of red wool we've got for that. There's the magenta. Let's put the red wool there for right now. What other colors do we have here? Is that yellow wool? We have a piece of yellow wool. Let me see. We have black dye. We should have black wool, I think. And you know what? I think we actually need, what? Filter. We need 3 of each one of these, right? Three right there. Thought I saw that light blue. I thought I had more of it than that. There it is. 2, 3 right there. And then I thought I saw the light gray here. 1, 2 like that. Look at all that red wool. We're all set for the red wool. Yeah, I was using that for the outline for the hotel, if I remember correctly. There's the cyan wool, so we're good there. There's 2 pieces of the lime green. There's more of the lime green. That makes 3 of that. Here's 2 pieces of purple. Here's 3 for the yellow. Sun. There we go. And do I have enough of the lime? Yes, I do. I don't think I have any green, though. It's more of the cyan, but again, we already have that. We already have yellow. We're doing good there. Let me see. We don't have any of the gray. Right, but we can get that with the black. So we can get gray, and we can light gray we already have. Let's combine the white and the black so we can get ourselves some gray. We should have plenty of black dye in one of these. There it is. And I think we can just combine them right here, right? Like that. Okay, light blue. I think, again, we can do the red with the white and the red dye. So we should be okay there. Like this. Let's just use that stuff up. And let me see. We should have more of the white dye just using the bone meal here. Bone meal right there. There it is. Like that, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This gives us the pink that we need. And we can get rid of that, that, and that, and that. Okay, did I grab all of the black dye though? What am I doing? This is so tedious. Usually I have this worked out ahead of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 10. All right, we're doing good. Trying to think if we have any other of the items that we need for, like cactus, for example. I can get cactus easy enough. But let's go check out this chest monster over here. Again, part of this is emptying out these chests too and cleaning up, so. Nothing dye-wise there. Nothing there. Nope. No. We may have to make a little trip over to the desert. But that's not really a problem at all. Lime green wool, we can certainly use that. And you know what? I should be loading this stuff in a shulker because the inventory's starting to get full. And it's generations, so we can do that. If I haven't said it enough already. Right. Yeah, okay, let's get ourselves a shulker and we'll load this stuff in. There's no dye stuff there. No. Okay, cool. Let's come over here. Let's grab a shulker. We should still have some in our reserve chest over here. Right? Our reserve barrel. Excuse me. It's a barrel. Thought I told you, Thunderhand, that it's actually a barrel. It's not a chest. All right, fine. Fine. You win. Okay, that's good. And we'll put the pieces of wool right down in here like this. We'll keep the dye up there. And so let me see. What else do we need for dye? I don't think a lot. We have to get some XP on the way up to the top, so let's do that. I just want to look at this quickly. Now, we could go shear some wool. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, well, you have a wool farm. Yeah, I know, but we can't get the wool out of it yet. But what we can do is we do have a mob farm right here. There should be plenty of string in the drops. And we should be able to make all the wool that we need. Let's head down a little bit. Oh, come on. Let me do my thing here. Right there. There we go. Although this usually doesn't, I have the carpets in place to avoid having spiders, so we shouldn't have any wool drops, any string drops now that I think of it. Probably not, right? Yeah, we don't. We're fine though, we're fine. Into the water stream, heading on up, and we're also going to have to do a little bit of sleeping. Flying with a carrot, everyone. And let's swing in from the ocean. So that means we need to come out this way, past the mighty Guardian farm. Probably the coolest thing I've built in here. And you can kind of see what I'm going for here as far as being able to swoop in with the Elytra, right? Just like that. All right, so 1:39, so we have 21 minutes of the stream left. Let me see. We can actually go to early game farm right over here. And we should be able to breed up these guys and replace what we've taken. Let me see. Did I leave some shears here? I usually do. I left some iron to make some shears. Oh, no, we have shears right there. Good. Uh-oh. We have an uninvited guest, everyone. And then his uninvited guest brother, his little entourage right here behind him. Okay. So let's do this. And you know what? While we're at it here, let's replenish Kachi's sheep. These will come in handy for item frames later. Yeah, we're good there. Okay, let's go get some wheat. Our early game farm brings back memories. Actually, Kachi did quite a bit of this stuff here. extra food goes right in there. Let's do the seeds like this. There you go, Kachitan. Let's go compost your seeds. Actually, this should be automated. We should have a chest with a hopper and then another chest with another hopper. And done. So give him his bone meal back. There you can have that. Okay, and let's go. One, two, three. There we go. Should take care of that. Let's go get some more wool. And I think we should be all set for wool for a little while. 26, 13 on either side. So, yeah, actually we need 16. We need 4, right? 40. Yeah, we need a stack of wool, really. And we're almost there. While we're waiting for these guys to grow their fleece back, let's go get the cactus for the green wool. We could do that. And if I'm not mistaken, we have south side. Well, where's the nearest? Try to remember what the biomes are like here right now. I forget if the desert is here in the south across from us, or is it in the north? I think it's in the north. But I thought we had a section of desert that wasn't too far away over here. We could just grab some cactus. We have one of the islets. Oh, I know where we are, yeah. We're better off going north here. Oh, wait. This might be just beach, though. Yeah, it is. So the map's changed a little bit since we've updated to 1.19, so some things are a little bit different, although these chunks right around Mushroom Island Central, Mushroom Island West, this inland sea here, I preserved all of these chunks. So we actually need to go over this way. There's the iron farm. And then on the opposite side over here, we've got the deserts right over here. I really love this map, even though we've been playing it for almost a year now. Actually, over a year now. It's still like, I think it's the coolest map I've ever played. Just the location of everything and stuff, and now, we don't need a lot, but I'm going to bring back quite a bit with me just in case. We're already here. We may as well bring a stack. And I'm trying to think, do I have to smelt this to get the dye? I think I do, right? And, you know, I should think conservationally here, and I'll leave the cactus stems so they can grow back, because I don't have a cactus farm right now. And I think you guys realize where I am now. And we must be getting near the end of the stream, because resetting the music once more. So restarting the playlist, I guess I should say, right? Ouch! Okay, we have, let me see, 25. Do I have any in here? Yeah, we do. See, we can just grab some of these. And let me see, any other items here that we can use? Because we might have some wool left over from the road there, but I don't think so. And we have like one piece of red wool. That's one less piece of red wool we have to make, but I think we have enough already. Yeah. All right, so we're only at 29. Let's go grab some more. Really? Those llamas are still here? This wandering trader has been here for ages. It's like, really? You're not going to... And did we grab those? What happened? Where did that cactus go? It didn't go into my inventory. Weird. Okay. All right. You're going to be like that, are you? Selling any green dye there, sir? Probably not. We're out in the desert. He's probably selling sand. 1 block of sand for 16 emeralds. What a deal. 43. Almost there. Almost there. So, as you can tell, I'm not too frantic about finishing the wolf farm on stream. I'll just do that off stream after this. Right after the stream's over, I'll finish it up tonight. That way we can get on to something else next Tuesday when we do Generations again. Although next Tuesday when we do Generations, we'll probably do Baby Zombie Rush design, and I'll switch them on and off like that. And I did not bring a bed with me. That is not cool. Means we're going to be mobbed with mobs. Ooh, deadly down there. And if I don't get exactly the stack, that's probably going to be enough. I think we'll still be doing okay. Dear mobs, can you take care of that situation over there for me? You know, I really miss having my zoom. I could use a spyglass, I guess. But, I mean, I like to use the zoom just for comedy effect, you know. But, yeah, no Optifine yet. And there's not going to be Optifine for quite some time. Let me see. Probably hit the cactus and got destroyed. Yeah, well, maybe. Oh, the drops from the cactus itself. Yeah. It destroys its own drops. Now that's how you make an item. Yeah, you know, Drac, I didn't think about that. That's probably, maybe. Suppose we could test that, right? If you could just yeet one. Yeet one right against the cactus itself. Yeah, good call, man. Good call. And I think that should do it. Right. Ooh, it's a spider, everybody. And he thinks he's going to give me the business. But you know what we're going to do? Fly away! That's what we're going to do. Cactus is mean like that. Yeah, it is, man. Dear Jeb. All right, so we need to be this way. Precarious flying with chunks loading. And here we are. See, everything's really close together here in Generations. That's what I like about this. Now, I'm not going to smelt all of these. Just the 3 that we need. So let's make sure that we're safe. Mobs wise, I think we are. Good. Look at this. 3 cactuses in there already. Thunder. All right, and we should have a furnace. Right, but we probably don't have any coal. But we can burn some wood for that. Let me see, the oak is easier to get than the birch at this point, so let's do this. There we go. And let us get rid of this. All right, and as we replace those, we're going to need a little bit of redstone. Oh, and I was supposed to get the XP, wasn't I? To help us name all of the items. Let me see, redstone. That might be enough redstone, but let's get a little more. If we have any. Probably don't. Awk. Probably run a little low on this. Let me see. 8, 8, 16. We have 19. That should be enough. So I have 3 pieces of that. All right, let's go put some. Let's get this wool situation under control now. And let's get rid of items that we don't need in the old inventory. Let's get rid of all that, all that. We have those 3 pieces there. We have one here. Our sun right there. Get rid of. Yeah, we should just leave them in there, right? We have only one of these. And I think the rest we have to make. And we can make them all right here in our loaded inventory. So 1, 2, 3, like this. In fact, if I just leave this loaded in, well, I would have to have all the dye, right? What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Any more dye? No, let's get some of this dye here. There we go. Let's put this back in here. Yellow. Yellow, we only need 2. Like that, doing good. Dark blue. I thought we had some dark blue wool. I guess we don't. Right, pink. Green, we're all set. Black, we're all set. There we go. Here's the magenta. Right there. Here's the light blue. Purple, I only grabbed 2 for some reason. Why is that? Yeah, that's not cool. And I'm going to need a lot more, actually, because I forgot I need 3 of each one of these, right? We ought to be able to shift-click into our inventory up there, I'm thinking. Just saying, you know what I mean? Just saying. All right, we'll go get a little bit more. And now we can go put all of these back here. I think we'll be all set. Let's get the extra dropper out. We don't need the dirt. One piece of white wool. Okay, doing good there. Right. I think we're all set. There we go. I think that should be enough. If not, we'll just come back and get some more. We'll be fine. Stream's almost over anyway. How are we doing for... Come on. Wait. Okay. Why can't I fly out of the water? Come on, Thunder. A little bit more of this white wool. Could at least do the gray. There we go. That's the gray wool, the light gray. And let me see, the white itself is a color. So we really only have about 2 more of these to go. And I'm saying we use what we've got. Now, I should have brought some item frames with me at this point. Where did those go? I thought I brought some item frames over with us, but apparently not. I mean, I can make some with that, but I thought I brought over enough. Apparently not. Okay. We'll do it the hard way. Any other sticks I can use here? Yes, I can grab those and use those up. Clear out some space in the inventory. Excuse me, dry throat. And let me see here. I can use these to make some more sticks. Yeah, something like that, I think. Oh, let's do that. Let's do this, and then item frame. And I don't want the glowy ones, actually. So if we go here, and I thought for some reason it looked better to have these on the bottoms than up there. All right. So a couple of things that we're gonna need. Let's start putting these into place. There's the white like this. Then we need orange, magenta, which we probably don't have. Yeah, orange is a hard one to get. We do have the light blue, like this. We do have the yellow. Thusly. We have plenty of the lime green. Like that. We should have the pink, right? And then we need more item frames. And we're going to need some more redstone and stuff anyway, so let's make another run. Item frames might be something I have in the chest in the depot, so we'll see. Let's bring that with us. And so you can see the idea here, right? I mean, this is just extra up here, but this is just to draw your eye up here. So when you come in, you're like, okay, where do I get the wool? And then you look up here and you can see it, right? I tried putting it in the floor, but I didn't like the way that it looked. You know, I had the chest sticking out here. That was certainly easy enough to do, but I just didn't like the way it looked. So I'm going to put it there instead like that. You just look up, you just hit this. It's really accessible, right? It's easy to access the chest. And all right, back to the depot for a little bit. It's almost sleepy time anyway. Almost time to end the stream. Getting really close now, right? Actually, we are past the end time for the stream. Whoa. So with that, I think I'm just going to wrap things up, and I'll finish this up off camera. So let's disconnect here so we don't wind up dying. And let's go to the webcam only. There we go. All right, and let's see if we can raid anybody here. Let's cut off our music, and let's take a look and see what's happening Twitch-wise. And let's see who's on right now. Good Lord. Pleasant Players on right now. And hey, you know who rated us the last time? Was Shelbs, former Buffooncraft and Buffooncrafter. And you know what? She rated us, so let's go say hi to her. We haven't done that. But she's got a really peculiar way of typing her name. Once again, I missed the stream after getting home from work. Shut Mountain. And once again, Shut Mountain, I'm going to give you a very quick shout out right at the end here. And it should not be all in caps. There we go. There we go. So please, a fellow Buffooncrafter, both of us are in Season 4 right now, having a grand old time in there with everybody. So please go check out Shut Mountain. You'll not be disappointed. If you haven't dropped him a follow already, please do. Please do. You won't be disappointed. Okay, with that, Shut, I'm going to do a raid to our mutual friend, Shelbs here. So let me make sure I get the case right on these. There we go. In fact, before I do that, well, let's get that started first. Okay, and sometimes Shelves might have a little bit of adult language in there sometimes, but she's super, super cool. If you would like to join us on the raid, here is our raid message. You can cut and paste that into the chat. There you go. And our next stream will be on Thursday. That will be from the Buffooncraft server. It'll probably be from 4 to 6. But I like to try to get in there when a good number of the buffoons are in there. So that may change. We'll see what happens there. Okay, with that, let's raid our friend Shelbs. Let's do that. Thank you so much for dropping by, everybody. Thank you so much, Cyclopsalops, for the raid. Really appreciate it. And everybody for dropping by. We'll see you Thursday. Let's raid out now.